In the years following its release, Alfred Hitchcock often disparaged The Wrong Man, claiming it was one of his minor works and that he'd made mistakes in his handling of the material. He regretted the long dissolve that reveals the actual culprit's face, claiming he let stylish technique spoil the film's aura of realism. Well, you have to read between the lines with Hitchcock. If a movie failed at the box office, which The Wrong Man definitely did, he always blamed himself for not accurately predicting what the public wanted. But it's a disingenuous assessment, one he typically offered to deflect disappointment when personal projects, things like I Confess, The Trouble with Harry, The Wrong Man, and even Vertigo, failed to capture the public's imagination, and more importantly, their dollars. Critics of the time were largely dismissive of the film as well. Some even accused Hitchcock of fudging the facts to make the story more suspenseful, and as a result, less credible. It's an odd assessment, given that the story was based on facts commonly known to the public. The story had been featured in Life magazine, and the real Manny Balistrero had even appeared as a mystery guest on What's My Line? What I think critics found unforgivable was that The Wrong Man had none of the director's usual sardonic humor. You could always count on Hitchcock to fit some funny business in around the tension and thrills, but The Wrong Man, start to finish, is unrelentingly grim. Hitchcock also was upset about Warner Brothers' insistence that the grimness be lightened by that tacked-on epilogue, assuring viewers that Rose Balistrero reemerged into a nice normal life. She was released, but her family maintained that she never recovered from the ordeal. Manny Balistrero sued the city of New York for false arrest, asking $500,000 restitution, but all he got was $7 grand. Warner Brothers paid him $22,000 for the rights to his story, and all of it went to his wife's medical care. For the record, Balistrero praised the film, but made sure his wife never saw it. He was afraid she'd relive their nightmare. On a lighter note, I'm sure many of you recognize several performers getting their first screen time. The giggling girls outside the Stork Club are teenagers Tuesday Weld and Bonnie Franklin. And Harry Dean Stanton got his first movie gig as one of the guards in the Department of Corrections, an ironic name given the theme of the film. After the failure of The Wrong Man, Hitchcock quickly returned to his popular brand of widescreen Technicolor suspense with Vertigo. But that turned out to be another deeply personal project, also lacking in humor. It seemed this period was a midlife crisis of sorts for the director. When Vertigo also failed, Hitchcock picked up the pieces and made 3 films in a row, North by Northwest, Psycho, and The Birds, that were all massive moneymakers, all cinematic masterpieces, and all responsible for changing the course of Hollywood movie making. They were also pranks, played on a willingly gullible audience. It's that filmmaker, the prankster, whom the public loved best. Let me know what you thought of The Wrong Man on our Facebook page or Twitter feed. Next week, a proto-noir starring 2 of my all-time favorites, Ida Lupino and John Garfield, co-star in Out of the Fog. Until then, see you in the shadows.